Welcome back to another episode of Almost Okay. Today I want to ask you a simple question. Have you ever been rejected? Maybe by a company, maybe by a college, or maybe by someone you really like. Or maybe have you ever rejected yourself? Now you might be wondering why I said yourself. Because many times when we get rejected by someone else, the first person who starts judging us is ourselves. We immediately start asking questions like, am I good enough? What's wrong with me? What am I missing? Without even thinking about the real reason behind the rejection. And honestly, I have been there too. I have been rejected multiple times in my life. I've been rejected by a school, I've been rejected by companies, I've been rejected by a crush. I know what the one common thing in all these rejections? Me. I know some of you probably thought I was going to say rejection makes you stronger. We'll get there. But seriously, I was a common factor in every rejection, and for a long time I thought that meant I was the problem. But over time I realized something different. Every rejection changed something in me. Every rejection taught me something I probably wouldn't have learned otherwise. Let's start with job rejections. Being rejected by companies taught me a lot. Whenever I didn't get selected, I started asking myself, what is it that I am missing? What can I improve? Instead of only feeling disappointed, I slowly started looking at rejection as feedback. It taught me how important preparation is before an interview. It taught me that being proactive at work matters. And one lesson that I think every professional eventually learns. It taught me to become thick-skinned. Because not every no is a reflection of your capability. Sometimes you are simply not the right fit. Sometimes there are factors that you don't even know about, and that's okay. More importantly, every rejection reminded me that I am far more resilient than I thought. Every time I got rejected, I still applied for the next opportunity, and looking back, I'm actually proud of that. Now let's talk about a completely different type of rejection, being rejected by a crush. I'm sure many of you have experienced this at least once, and somehow this rejection hurts differently. Because when someone we like doesn't feel the same way, we immediately start looking for flaws in ourselves. We think maybe I'm not attractive enough, maybe I'm not interesting enough, maybe there's something missing in me. But over time, I realized that this way of thinking is completely wrong. Whether someone likes us or not is their choice. Just like there might be someone who likes us but we don't feel the same way. Does that make them any less of a person? Of course not. It simply means that the connection isn't there. So why do we become so harsh on ourselves when we are on the receiving end of rejection? Someone not choosing you doesn't reduce your value. It simply means they weren't the right person for you. And one thing I've learned is never lower your standards just because someone couldn't see your worth. You're someone who puts in the same effort that you do. Relationships should never feel one-sided. Now, here's something I have understood over the years. Not every rejection is in our control, but our response to rejection always is. When it comes to job rejections, there are things that we can control. We can prepare better for interviews, we can improve our skills, we can become more proactive at work, we can stop taking every piece of feedback personally. But there will always be things outside our control. And learning to accept that has given me a lot of peace. This is just my experience. I'm sure everyone has their own story of rejection, but if there's one thing rejection has taught me, it's this. Getting rejected is part and parcel of life. No one escapes it, not successful people, not confident people, no one. The difference is not whether you get rejected. The difference is whether you allow rejection to define you. Every rejection gives you two choices. You can either let it break your confidence or let it build your character. I hope all of us choose the second one. So, before I end today's episode, I want to leave you with one thought. The next time you get rejected, don't ask immediately, what's wrong with me? Instead, ask, what can I learn from this? Sometimes the answer will be to improve yourself, and sometimes the answer will simply be nothing. It just wasn't meant for me. And both answers are perfectly okay. So always keep your head high, keep your standards high, and never let rejection decide your worth. Thank you so much for listening. If this episode connected with you, I would love to know what's one rejection that eventually taught you something valuable. Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Almost Okay. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.